Back here in studio now with our NBA insider, our Celtics insider, former BC head coach, 6-year NBA veteran Al Skinner. You heard Rondo. Do you believe him? Listen, if he plays a full series like that final 5 minutes on Saturday, they've got a chance. But does he know what he's talking about here? Oh,
he definitely knows what he's talking about. He has to be confident. They did win during the season. So, and going into any playoffs, you're going to feel like you can win. And so I can appreciate the position that he's taking. But I don't think many people outside of the Celtic team believe in that.
Health is such a big factor in this series alone. Yeah, Chris Bosh out for Miami, but really the walking wounded for the Celtics. That includes Ray Allen. 38 minutes in Game 7. You wouldn't know that he's nursing an ankle injury, and he shot himself out of a slump. Here's Celtics head coach Doc Rivers talking about the ageless wonder, Ray Allen.
You know, I was a basketball player one day. And I would have never taken that shot late in the game like Ray after missing my first 15. First of all, I wouldn't have been in. But you know what I mean? A lot of guys just, you got to have a set to be able to do that. You really do.
Doc Rivers, good mood no matter whether they won or lost in this series. Realistically, though, moving forward, what do we expect from Ray Allen?
Well, I mean, 38 minutes is a lot on a bad ankle. You're hoping that he can give you a little something on the offensive end and a little better on the defensive end, because he clearly was a liability there. So you're hoping that he can give you a little bit more than what he has, because there's a challenge in front of him in either guarding Wade or LeBron.
So who guards Dwyane Wade? It's not Ray Allen, it sounds like. I mean, listen, what they had with Avery Bradley was essentially Dwyane Wade insurance, all right? They held Dwyane Wade to less than 20 points. That's an accomplishment if you look at his last 3 games here in the playoffs, averaging more than 30. So Bradley's out. Who guards Dwyane Wade?
Well, I think it's going to fall on Allen's shoulders, because I think Pierce is going to have to get LeBron. They're going to have to make every effort they can to stop one or the other. They can't stop both, in my opinion. I mean, they can give Ray some help with some double teams and some other things. They can rotate, because Miami's front line doesn't score a lot. Mm-hmm. So you can definitely rotate some people to give some help to Wade. That doesn't necessarily mean you're going to stop him, but you can definitely slow him down and hurt his shooting percentage. And that's really what you're looking for, to hurt his shooting percentage.
Well, it seems like during this regular season where the Celtics win 3-1 against the Heat, one of those games the Heat essentially just rested all of their starters, but LeBron James averaged more than 28 points. It seemed like the Celtics were content to let LeBron get his, and they focus on Dwyane Wade. Is that what they're going to do in this series as well?
Well, I'm not exactly sure which one they're going to choose, but they have to pick one or the other, who they really need to focus their attention on. I don't think you can go out and double team both guys. I think you got to make a decision on who you want to focus in to stop and who you can be most effective against, because obviously they're the 2 best options. So, I mean, it seems like the easiest choice is Wade, but they could easily choose LeBron if they think that's an easier decision to make.
And Paul Pierce is that guy to guard LeBron in your mind?
He's that guy, but it's not the guy who initially is going to guard him. Who's going to come to help on the double team? Who's going to give him the assistance? Where's the rotation going to come from? That's what they got to sit down and figure out. And I think they're very capable of that, putting together a game plan that's going to allow them to do that.
Well, and the joke would be you don't need anybody to guard LeBron in the 4th quarter, because he kind of guards himself. Our NESN.com daily poll question, we wanted to know what you thought, you the viewers, was the most key matchup in this series for the Celtics. Coach, we're going to get you to weigh in as well. We start with the guards. You got Rondo versus Mario Chalmers. Ray Allen against Dwyane Wade. We talked about that. Paul Pierce and LeBron James, that's a big one. Brandon Bass against Shane Battier is another. And then Kevin Garnett against the Miami combo platter here of big men with Ronnie Turioff and Joel Anthony, now that Chris Bosh is presumably out. What's the biggest and what's the key matchup for you there?
Well, for me, the key matchup is going to have to be Rondo. He's got to be able to set everybody else and deliver the ball, control the tempo, control the game. Because if he doesn't do that, there's nothing else that the Celtics can do that's going to allow them to be successful. Not only does he have to control the team on the offensive end, but he's got to make sure defensively that he's going to be effective. He can't gamble a lot and get himself out of position. He did a little bit of that in the Philadelphia series. Mm-hmm. He can't afford to do that in this series, because I think he'll get burned, unless that's a decision that they make. But generally speaking, I think he's the matchup.
Coach, could we get you out on a quick prediction for the series?
The prediction is I think the Celtics are going to be prepared, and they're going to give us a great performance, and we wait and see what happens from there.
Coach's prediction. Coach Al Skinner, we appreciate the time. Thank you very much.
Okay.